Hello, this is Jane Carroll, and welcome to our Google Hangout today. Today we're talking about high hopes. This is something that Bertha evidently is very excited about because she just loves the fact that high hopes are where it's all at. Now, how this started was the other day. And the other day I have found is Southern for once upon a time, because it could be any time from 2 days ago to 2 years ago. It's just the other day. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, not today, the other day. So the other day, I was thinking, actually it was around the time that Bertha Size Your Life was re-released on Amazon. And I was really thinking about my dreams and aspirations for the book and for my speaking career and coaching and all the things that go along with Bertha, and maybe even starting a Bertha product line, and just really thinking all the excitement and the things that Bertha could do. Now, if you've forgotten Bertha, here she is on the cover of Bertha Size Your Life. And she's more than just a character in the book. She is actually my inner voice. And she's just really a cool character. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking all these wonderful things. Bertha's got a great message. It's all about law of attraction and having the things that you want and loving life and just choosing the good things. It's just a great message, and I'm thinking about all the ways that I want to bring this message out into the world, and I'm really getting excited. And Bertha's flouncing around the room, and she's excited because I'm excited. And all of a sudden, I said, but I don't want to get my hopes up. And to Bertha, I'm sure it sounded sort of like running your nails down the chalkboard, because she just covered her ears and shrieked, "What? You don't want to get your hopes up? What do you mean you don't want to get your hopes up?" And I'm like, well, I know you're a good book. I know you have a good message. I know all these things are possible. But I don't want to get my hopes up. Because, she said, and I said, well, because I don't want to be disappointed. And she said, oh, well, like you've never been disappointed before. And I said, well, yeah, I have been disappointed before. And then she asked me a really strange question. She said, and did you die? Well, I had to think about it for a minute. Sometimes I thought I was going to die. I was so disappointed. But no, actually, I didn't die. And she said, then really and truly, there's no big deal to being disappointed, is there? Well, who could argue with that? So at that moment, what she had done was to expose a huge limiting belief that I have. And that belief is that it's not safe to get my hopes up. That if I get my hopes up, something bad is going to happen to me. It's almost like that belief was that if I got my hopes up, that hope would make it not come true. It would make it not happen. Now, how much sense does that make? Not a lot, does it? No. The thing about it is, I've heard that all my life, and from people who love me very much. It's a very common expression in the South, and maybe it is where you live as well. I would tell my mama what I wanted in life, my dreams. I want to be a best-selling author. And she'd say, that's great, honey, but I don't want you to get your hopes up. Okay. And so I didn't. And that's okay, because Mama, in her love for me, only wanted the best for me. She didn't want me to be disappointed. She didn't want me to be hurt. Who wants their child to be hurt? And besides that, that's what her mama had said to her. And that's what, your mama, your best friend, your sister, your second grade teacher. I mean, they have all said that to me all my life. And no one meant it to be malicious. No one meant it to be something that would hold me back or limit me in any way. But I think it actually has. And Bertha, as she's dancing around and prancing around, says, it definitely has. Hello, girlfriend. Bertha said, if you don't have high hopes, you're probably going to get the low hopes. Well, that makes sense, and I didn't want the low hopes. So we started working on it. And, Bertha has so many fun ways of working on things. But one way that we did this day is one that I call butt flips. Well, Bertha calls it butt flips. She came up with it. And a butt flip is very simple. Let's say you said a sentence such as, or let's say I said a sentence since I'm the one talking and I don't know what you're going to say. Let's say I said this sentence like, I really want Bertha to be a New York Times bestseller, but I don't want to get my hopes up. Well, that has sort of negative energy because we've all heard that when you put but in the middle of a sentence, you negate the first half of it. So essentially, what I'm just saying is I don't want to get my hopes up. Bertha's not going to be a bestseller. It's just not going to happen. But Bertha taught me if I deliberately use that but to reverse the order of the sentence, then I could change the energy of that. And that's what it's all about, is the energy. It's how you feel when you say something. So we did a butt flip on that, and it became, I don't want to get my hopes up, but I really want Bertha to be a New York Times bestseller. And it totally changes things. And it becomes a possibility in my mind that Bertha could one day become a New York Times bestseller. I have a lot of high hopes. I have high hopes of what I can do in speaking and who I'm going to meet. And I'm going to meet Wayne Dyer on stage one day, and we're going to have a grand old time, and he's going to love Bertha. And, it can happen just as easily as it can happen. So here I am telling you today, when you have a high hope and you think about a dream that anything you want, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a certain job that you want, whether it's a financial income that you want, whether it's something like having a book be a bestseller, or even having your book be published, or anything like that, you need to get your hopes up. And Bertha says, the thing about getting your hopes up, the more energy you give it. I mean, we talk a lot of attraction a lot, and like attracts like. So when you've got high energy about something, you start attracting ideas. And the higher your hopes are, the higher your energy is, the higher your ideas are. So it's like then, I'm sitting here, and when I have high hopes, then I start thinking about, maybe I could do a Google Hangout. Well, now that would be cool. Okay, I know nothing about doing a Google Hangout, but I could learn. And sure enough, there are tutorials on the internet telling me how to do it. There are YouTube videos telling me how to do it. And so I'm doing it. And that's the first step toward all these dreams that I want. It's the higher my hopes are, the more it seems possible and the more steps I will take. When I don't get my hopes up, I say, why bother? It's not going to happen. So here's Bertha. She's prancing around. She's happy now. My hopes are up. I'm doing Google Hangout, and we're taking the next step toward getting our hopes up. And I hope you are too. Be sure and join us on www.janecarrollauthor.com. You can find the blog there and links to Bertha on Amazon. There actually, as of today, are 2 Berthas on Amazon, Where the Joys Are, Bertha's guided journal, released today. And so that's exciting, so be sure and check it out. And we look forward to getting our hopes up even more in the future. Thank you.